on. Is it your baby or is it a wee? No, it's a wee coot.
I've received some feedback that I don't maybe show up my face enough on these vlogs, so this is me. Fairy and a sticker of a flower. So life is long.
Life is long. Life is long.
Time is not running out.
Time is not running out. We only live for ourselves.
We're free.
We're free.
Filming content.
We are filming content.
We're filming some content for Nilla's brand deal.
Yay!
I feel very blessed to have so many creative people in my life. This day in the park with Nilla was so much fun, seeing behind the scenes of her vision. She's so good at what she does. And the first exhibition of the month was Electric Dreams at the Tate Modern while my mum was down. And I honestly had never seen an exhibition like this before. It was very interesting. Any words of wisdom at the beginning of a new month?
Together.
We strolled around South Bank for a bit, dog watching and people watching, and being here at sunset on the bridge, near the bridge, always feels like an I made it moment, like I'm doing this, we're in the big city. And then went and saw Billy Porter and Marisha Wallace in Cabaret, and wow, yeah, lives up to the hype. The next morning before her train, I took my mama to the park, and they actually had the community garden open that morning, which was really sweet. Got to meet the plant allies and enjoy some of the early March sun. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day to you.
Give a little wave. Later on, a night dancing turned into a beautiful, restful Sunday, eating pho and trying Vietnamese coffee and hanging out before another week in the coffee shop. Next weekend, and back in the art galleries, I visited the Gilbert and George Centre and then saw the New Contemporaries exhibition at the ICA. This was the exhibition this year that really excited me the most. I felt like my mind was being stretched in all these new directions, appreciating all the different forms that art can take and inquiring about what it even means to be an artist. Like we're all artists. And yeah, I felt like I could look at every piece from different viewpoints and see something new. It filled my cup a lot.
Lots of coincidences. So we went to ballet.
Yeah.
From the National Ballet in Marseille, and today I met one of my really good friends and she was wearing the perfume Marseille. I mean, maybe it's not that deep, but to me that was a moment when I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
I believe in fate a little bit.
And then you can... You have a review?
It's delicious.
I can't believe I filmed this, but this was the random Wednesday night when a shop near us had a big fire.
I fucking knew something was going on in Camberwell tonight. The vibes were off.
Yeah, we're going to see the...
Alright.
How is your March going?
It's going pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my energy back. Yeah.
Happy, it's the spring equinox. You're my spring equinox day.
Happy spring equinox.
It's the
A bit swept away by work and personal life and feeling like I lost my grip a little bit and lost my alignment and just came out of balance. I'm gonna do a bit of journaling and figure some of that stuff out. Grande Espíritu, gran abuelo, gran abuela, como soy me presento ante ti.
is getting better.
March is getting better. March was also, of course, Ramadan, and my friend Abdullah hosted an iftar dinner at this lovely old English-style eatery. And if there's one thing he knows how to do, it's host and curate a vibe. The next day, while I was locked out of my house, I left London behind and went to Brighton for a day trip. We wandered around. I'd never been to Brighton, and it was super rainy, but it's still nice to be by the sea and near the water. After a quick while, we decided to just go and find this cute pub and get a little roast, a little nut roast, Sunday roast. So how was Brighton?
Lovely.
Lovely.
And rainy.
And rainy. It was at this point in the month that I started to deepen into my spiritual practice more at home, but also going back to the London Buddhist Centre, which has been a place of peace for me in the city since I've been here. You want to tell me how your March has been?
Oh my god. Okay, so was it like one word?
You don't need to say it in one word.
Okay, my March has been messy but fun.
Messy but fun. Speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
This lighting's fit. Yoo! There were video calls with my dear mummy, acting lessons, portrait sessions, and then spring was really, really here. Your March!
And March?
Fast! It was! Yeah.
And I looked up and I was like, why would it move? What is this? And I could leave, but there's no winds blowing because the window's closed. And then it was a mice.
It was a
right over my head. And
wow. Crazy.
I was very shocked.
There was one last chai and then a train to Scotland to close the month. I spent much of the 4 hours on the train finally diving back into this luminous book on old non-dual philosophy and spirituality. I started this 2 years ago and left it, and it was such a treat to get back into it. So we're advocating for double summertime.
Yeah. And it would be light until midnight in Scotland.
That'd be gorgeous. How was your March? Did you have a good March?
Yeah. All year round.
I have no words for how much I love these woods and what a welcome friend they were at the end of the month. I learned a new word in March, it's a Finnish word called happy hippli, and it means to go out into nature and just to be recharged by life force energy, and that was the experience that I had and have here in the fairy garden with my dog among the trees. I'm so grateful. On the flip side, I was saddened to find out that an arts centre and cafe that I spent a lot of time as a girl in is closing, and I never got to go back because I didn't know it was closing. This was just the most gorgeous little community space, and in that corner, like there where the chair is, there used to be like a big bin, not bin, but like a box of books, and I used to like look through them, and I remember my like early memories of being able to read was reading those little picture books. And then you'd order up there, and you would always just either have a toasty or a soup, really. I remember one time I had a very beautiful date in here, and we got the coffee, but otherwise that was that. They were always really lovely, and you would always get butter with your soup, and you would have to like hold the butter packet in your hand to warm it up, otherwise you would like make a mess of your bread, and I learned that in here. And it was a big part of my childhood, this place. So you've been working really hard in March and before,
Yes.
on something called Highs,
Yeah.
in a way that I could understand it.
Highs is software that we've produced that's for aiding people to make optimal decisions when they can model it in businesses and other
Okay,
applications.
so it's a software.
It's software, but it's open source, so it's free for everybody to use, which makes it very, very satisfying to give people powerful tools that helps them make good decisions.
Okay. My sister and I took our mum out to the cinema and for a meal for Mother's Day, and we saw her new Moomin tattoo. And then there was really just time for one last cuddle before going back to London into the thick of it all.
Be in my vlog.
And that was all of March.